Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I want to talk about SCR, The Score, a Canadian company which is into gaming betting systems. So I haven't done this video before, so this is the first video in the series. I'll hopefully be able to give you a due diligence, information, news, technical analysis on what I think about this one. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So The Score. Now, there's a lot of information on here. The corporate overview says that the Score Media and Gaming Corporations empowers millions of sport fans through its digital media and sports betting products. Its media app, The Score, is one of the most popular in North America, delivering fans highly personalized live scores, news, stats, and betting information from their favorite teams, leagues, and players. The company's sports betting app, The Score Bet, delivers an immersive, holistic mobile sport betting experience and is currently available to place wagers in New Jersey, Colorado, Indiana, and Iowa. Publicly traded company on the Toronto Stock Exchange, TSX, the ticker is SCR there, and the Nasdaq Global Select Market, SCR. The Score also creates and distributes innovative digital content through its web, social media, and esport platforms. Now, over here on the presentation that was actually posted up on April 13th, 2021, they give you a quarter 2 2021 overview. So, second quarter record for media revenue generated $8 million, a 17% year-over-year increase. Handle on the Score Bet grew to a record $81.6 million, increase substantially year-over-year to 491%. Mobile sports betting business growing at a solid pace, favorably positioning the Score to bet as we expand our footprint and build share in existing states. Well equipped to capitalize on mobile rise as the key driver of sport betting behavior. The Score is an experienced mobile-first company and can leverage its entrenched user base to acquire the engaged new customers. Successfully executed US IPO, raising gross proceeds of $186.3 million. Now, the new capital, by the way, will allow the Score to move more rapidly in terms of scale for their team and further investments in technology and strengthen their products and expand their opportunities. Now, additionally, continued strong handle growth with New Jersey handle rose 195% year over year, and total gaming handle grew 46% compared to the first quarter of 2021. Launched the Score Bet in Iowa in February and now live in 4 US states. Gaming businesses has been extremely active, further positioning the company for further growth. In March, the company signed a market access agreement with Caesars Entertainment for mobile sports betting in Iowa, and that is the 6th most populous US state, and became an official betting operator for PGA Tour in the US and Tour's first OBO in Canada pending legislation. In March, the Score completed a US IPO listed on the Nasdaq Global Stock Exchange market. 6.9 million Class A shares were sold at $27 per share for gross margin proceeds of $186.3 million. Now, successful IPO confirms long-term investments, widespread and growing interest in the sports betting iGaming industry. And the momentum here continues to grow in Canada to expand and modernize the online gaming. Legislation's Bill C-218 to legalize single-event sports wagering overwhelmingly passed on the second reading in the House of Commons in February and is backed by cross-party support. The Score has been active and engaged in stakeholder in this important legislation. Now, on March 23rd, the Score CEO John Levy appeared to be in support of House of Commons committee to express the Score's support for Bill C-218. The Score was the only sports betting operator to submit a brief and appear before the House of Commons committee. Now, positive provincial development continues, led by Ontario. The Score's home market remains on track to implement the framework to modernize its gambling sector. New framework allows private operators to offer online gamings in the province. The Canadian online sport betting and iGaming industry could represent $4 to $5 billion business at maturity, with the Score is actively preparing for this opportunity and extremely well positioned to benefit in long term as Canada's leading mobile sports media brand. Now, you're able to see some of the brandings and some of the products and content here. So first off, this is a record Q2 revenue driven by advertisers eager to reach our large and active audience, including ads as well, by the way, in the Super Bowl, etc. In December, the Score Esports produced and aired its first live events, the League of Legends Demacia Championship, and that generated $4.6 million 4.6 million impressions, and also average monthly reach across Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok was approximately 88 million. The Score is one of the top-ranked sports media outlets and executed social content activators with Bacardi Rocket Mortgage, leveraging our strong content capabilities and integrating offerings. Now, some of their financials, including currently an EBITDA of 12.9 compared to 8.6 year over year, with total revenues actually dropping to 5.6 compared to 6.6. This is due to media revenue of $8 million was a Q2 record, offset by negative net gaming revenue. Media revenue driven by strong growth in both directions and programs. Now, the EBITDA, the increase in EBITDA loss was primarily result of additional expenses related to the expansion of the Score Bet and the cost of fees related to the US listing. And some of the questions that were here, etc., some of their history. So these are kind of nice graphics to take a look at if you would like and to read a bit more. So in 2021, it's the US market expansions and launching an iOS sportsbook so far. You're able to see as well some of their $22 billion North America gaming industry map, and as well as some of their comparisons between them and some of their competitors. Now you're able to see, for instance, average minutes per view. They actually beat ESPN, Yahoo Sports, CBS, and Bleacher Report. And as well, you're able to see that they have a 3.8 billion user sessions for the 12 months ending February 28th, 2021. And I think that kind of covers everything I do need. There's more statistics on here, but I'm not going to go so much into it. Everything here does look positive. I mean, if it's not going to look positive, they're not going to put it on there, period. Now, moving on from there, you're able to see that their total assets currently is around closer to $94 million. Now, that was based on February 28th, 2021. I believe there was also $138 million in terms of offering from their shares or proceeds from their shares, $186.3 million. So around, say, 190 extra, 90 and 94. We're looking around almost $280 million in terms of book value. And the market cap currently is around almost $1 billion, making the price over book closer to, I would say, 3. Which is still comparable to the market's average of around 5. So there is room to grow there. Now, they also named Eric Watches as Vice President of Esports Sales. Eric is a respected sales executive who has deep industry relationships and extensive experience creating unique partnerships that connect brands with passionate fan bases. And he is a great addition to our growing esports operation and will make immediate impact in broadening our partnership base and further establishing our already significant global esport presence. Now, another thing here, the Score issues a statement for C218, again, similar to what we've seen over there. I'm not going to highlight the recent highlights from the quarter because we did that in the presentation. And PGA Tour announces the Score Bet as an official betting operator. So that is something to consider. The next thing is the Score secures market access for mobile sports betting in Illinois through the agreement for Caesars Entertainment. So gaining market access to Illinois is a significant development that will bring our reward-winning mobile sports to one of the most populous states. The Score announces the closing of that $186.3 million. That was because of the raising shares onto the Nasdaq market as an IPO at $27 a share. And the Score announces pricing of upside IPO. So I'm going backwards, by the way, now. And share consolidation back in the 11th of February. So this gives you a good overview. If you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button down on the bottom right corner. Should be a notification buttons on here. If you don't believe me, double check. And make sure to drop a like. If you would like to join our Discord, you can click show more and join it for free. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, you're seeing that institutions are actually bullish about this one than bearish, and that's always a good thing. You're seeing additions, but things have been very quiet in the month of June. Now, currently, a lot of these indicators are not filled because it's new on the Nasdaq market. Now, in the Nasdaq market here, the STR, they only really debuted back in around March, so keep that in mind. But in a sense, you're able to try to take a look into the move itself, and really this looks like Head and Shoulder and dropped. Now the question is where it's going. Now from the technical analysis standpoint of view, first things first, I do want to take a look at the 1 week perspective, mainly a few key parameters. For instance here, you're looking into the MACD that is attempting to go towards the positive side. Now this is very bullish because in the next week or so, you can easily see a bullish reversal in that sense. Momentum is currently negative at negative 5.28, but it's still trying to grab in some momentum there. Now, the current moving averages, etc., you can even see that the moving averages have switched from bullish to bearish on the 1 week perspective. But it's still very much intact, where it's almost all of them are touching each other, which is an important indicator. But you're seeing on the 1 day perspective, the 10 SMA, the green line, has crossed the 30 EMA back on the 8th of June, which is a bullish thing. And the price point is currently above the 50 SMA, that purple line, which is a bullish thing. Now the MACD is stabilized towards the positive side, and momentum is incredibly bullish at 677. And you're seeing as well the ADX is sitting at 3102, which suggests a very strong, slow upward trend. Now around 50, that's where you got to start worrying. Currently, it's a very healthy positive trend. Although the Williams% has been quote-unquote overbought ever since the 24th of May, where it had a low of 1429. So that's something to keep in mind. Now the stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both telling you to be careful because it can easily get a pullback. It hasn't done so in a while. Really, if you think about it, it hasn't done so ever since the early month of May. Now, if you were to take a look into the moving average band, this reflection of the strong continuous positive momentum is showing that the Bollinger Bands are continuously expanding upwards, which is definitely a bullish thing. Now, today, the Bollinger Band, which is a movement average band, you're looking into movement average momentum band, my bad, looking at a high of 2173 and a bottom of 1184. Now on the Fibonacci retracement, you're seeing a Fibonacci support of 1969, below there 1371, and below there 403. Current resistances are 2452, 2934, 3622, and 45 bucks. Now, if I was to take a look into just price line action, you're seeing a very strong resistance at 2183, above there 2610, above there 2823, above there 3095, and then going to 3606 and up to 4104. Current support levels, you're looking at a price point of currently 1996 as a strong support, below there 1763, below there 1621, 1459, 1162, 961, 690, and then down to 521, and then down to 424. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, we've seen everything towards this one, and I can easily say that this is breaking down a downtrend. So it had a downtrend previously looking something like this, and it really broke it, and now we're going on kind of a slow uptrend, which is definitely a bullish thing. Now, from my perspective, it really needs to continue moving or continuing going forward. Now, in a sense, yes, it's kind of one of the highest points it's ever been, especially since it became an IPO earlier this year. But when you're looking into the Canadian market, it has a significant push in general. It has good attention. It has all the key parameters, and I'm intrigued, to say the least. I think that this one could be a very good investment for the longer run if online gaming, gambling, etc. would continue on to grow, which I think it would at some point. Now, what do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.